in the parched silence of the wasteland, where the sun smothered everything under its blistering weight. A lone figure staggered across the dunes as though each breath was a battle. He was slowly losing, and each step a negotiation with death itself. Elias Ward had not planned to end up here. No one ever did, but fate had a cruel way of dragging broken men into forgotten corners of the world, as if testing whether any spark of life still flickered inside them. His boots were torn from days of wandering, his lips cracked, his throat raw from calling out for help that never came. And with every hour that passed he felt more certain that this scorched land would swallow him the way it had swallowed countless others whose bones now lay buried beneath shifting sands. The last memory he had before the wasteland consumed him was the ambush at the ridge, shadows moving fast, gunfire exploding out of nowhere, his horse throwing him off in panic before vanishing into the storm of dust and gunfire. He had crawled away with nothing but a torn canteen and his will to live, but even that felt thin now, fraying with each passing minute. When his knees buckled and he collapsed against a sun-baked stone, Elias finally let his head fall back and accepted that the world would forget him here. Just another nameless wanderer who died with no legacy and no witness. But the desert, ancient and unpredictable, had other plans for him. Long minutes passed, perhaps hours, before he sensed movement in the distance. Soft at first, like the shifting of heat waves. Then firmer, deliberate, unmistakably alive. Shapes materialized at the crest of a dune, their silhouettes sharp against the blazing horizon. Mounted warriors draped in the woven colors of earth and sky, their faces hidden behind veils that rippled like ghost smoke in the hot wind. At their front rode a woman whose presence alone seemed to command even the desert to pause. Nahara, the matriarch of the sky-root Apache, sat astride a painted mare with the composure of a queen carved from stone and fire, her braided hair heavy with charms, her eyes unwavering as she studied the dying stranger at her feet. Elias barely registered her at first, his vision blurred by exhaustion. But when her shadow fell over him, cool and deep like a blessing from the land itself, he forced his eyes open. She knelt, pressing her palm to his chest, not to search for signs of death, but to test the strength of the heartbeat that still fought beneath his ribs. "This one carries endurance," she murmured, her voice calm yet resonant, a voice used to being obeyed. Her warriors exchanged uncertain looks. They did not understand why their matriarch paused for an outsider, a wasteland stray who seemed moments away from meeting the spirit world. But Nahara felt something deeper, something the others could not sense. For moons she had been tormented by visions of a man beaten by life but unbeaten in spirit, a man who would stand at the genesis of a new path for her people. The skyroot were dwindling. War, illness, and harsh seasons had hollowed their once strong lineage. The Great Council had demanded she choose a father from a neighboring tribe to strengthen the next generation. But Nahara refused. She would not allow politics or weakness to shape the bloodline of the skyroot. She would choose someone the land itself favored. And now, staring at Elias Ward, broken, sunburned, half dead, she felt the certainty settle in her bones like a prophecy fulfilled. She ordered her warriors to lift him carefully and carry him to the hidden basin. Elias drifted in and out of consciousness, his mind lost between fever and fragmented reality, until finally he awakened to the smell of sage, the sound of crackling fire, and the dim interior of a woven tent. Panic flickered through him as he tried to sit up, but a gentle hand steadied him. Nahara stood at his side, her gaze steady, her face illuminated by the amber glow of firelight. Without preamble, without softening her words, she told him she had chosen to save him, not by accident, not by pity, but because she believed he carried something vital. Elias struggled to follow her meaning. He was just a wanderer, a man fleeing from failures he never dared to confront. But Nahara spoke of endurance as a kind of sacred fire, a fire rare and necessary. She told him of her clan's struggle, their future threatened unless she found someone who could help forge a bloodline, strong enough to withstand history's storms. Confusion washed over him, then disbelief, then something like fear. Why him? Why choose a broken man who had lost everything? But Nahara did not speak as a woman, seeking a partner, She spoke as a leader choosing destiny. She had read something in him the moment she touched his chest. The fire of someone who should have died many times and yet still breathed. Her eyes held his with unwavering intensity as she said the words that would alter the course of his life. Elias Ward, I offer you the place of father to the new bloodline of the Skyroot Apache. Silence thickened the air. The flames cracked softly behind them. Elias felt the world tilt, his breath hitching in his chest. Everything in him wanted to refuse. He was no savior, no chosen one, no man destined for legacy. But something else stirred deeper within him. Something that felt frighteningly like purpose. Something he had never known he needed until this moment. And when he finally met her gaze again, he saw not expectation, but certainty. Certainty in him. Certainty in the future she envisioned. In that moment, the wasteland felt far away. And the possibility of becoming something more than a forgotten wanderer filled him with quiet, overwhelming gravity. He swallowed, trembling, and though he didn't fully understand what accepting her offer meant, he felt an answer rise within him like dawn over the dunes. And so the bond between matriarch and wanderer began, born not from romance, not from desperation, but from destiny shaped by the land itself. And as the night deepened around them, Elias felt for the first time in years that his story was not ending. It was only beginning, a beginning powerful enough to make viewers lean in, hungry for the next chapter. So if their hearts are drawn to this journey, they should subscribe now, so they don't miss the rising fire of what comes next.